help you in your daily lives and make lives simpler. And so if you can use it as an individual consumer, the technologies that are out there, we can use it in small and medium-sized businesses.
How about raw data? In artificial intelligence, you need to filter the data. So for example, let's say my data is in Arabic. Yeah. So how I'm gonna use the artificial intelligence to make use of that, to extract? So it's gonna take a lot of effort, huge effort.
Curation of data is you hit a key point, is very important, because machine learning techniques only work if I can make sense out of the data, right? So the good news is that business data generally tends to be kind of universal, right? So numbers are numbers, and so we can easily glean insight. Like, for example, using IoT on a tractor that's out in the field, and I can sense when some parts need to be replaced, and proactively call that machine back for repair. Those are things that you can do, whether it's operating in the Middle East or whether operating in Europe or US, right? So it's kind of language independent, so to speak.
I know, but still you have data from the interaction, the complaints, the stuff. That, let's say a telecom company or any other company that interacts with consumers, they will accumulate huge data. That could be in so many languages, not only Arabic.
Yeah.
Because the demographics here are, you have so many languages in the UAE, for example. But generally, let's say Arabic and English. So how to get something?
I'll give you an example. Before moving to Dubai about 18 months ago, I ran for Soma. I was the general manager of human capital management, and part of what we did was artificial intelligence for hiring. So what kind of person, if you're a 50-person real estate development company or property management and leasing company, who exactly do you want to hire? From what background do they have? With what cultural characteristics? With what behavioral characteristics? Those cross all enterprises.
Are you saying that HR is a big field for artificial intelligence?
Absolutely. You can.
Who else? Which else? I mean, the most important thing you think is very compelling case for artificial intelligence.
So whether you're a 5-store retailer or a 500-store retailer, the complexities of what products you should buy based on your consumers coming in to your stores, for what seasons, in what sizes, all can be used artificial intelligence to help you buy better. So even if you're only buying $10 million worth of inventory a year versus $1 billion worth of inventory a year, artificial intelligence helps you make those decisions much better than anyone sitting at a spreadsheet can do on their own.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think just to kind of put it in perspective, I think the main use cases we are seeing getting adoption, once the forecasting, right, like Tariq talked about, where you have large amounts of data, a large number of SKUs, where we're able to do without time series, you can actually predict better, right? So that's one area. Second area is in production and maintenance, where you have machine throughput or pipes that are running under the ocean, or you're inspecting a skyscraper or the arm of the crane. These are areas where you can actually use artificial intelligence to satellite images to predict things breaking down or take care of them, right? So that's an area. Production and maintenance is another area. The third area is sales and marketing intelligence, right? Based on what the consumer pattern, you can try to predict what they're likely to buy. And the last area is the user experience, which is the Alexa digital assistant. So to your point from earlier, the digital assistant requires language capabilities, Arabic versus English. That's rapidly developing. Perhaps it's not global yet. So you're right. I mean, where there is conversations and language being a key part of the mining the data, there's still probably more work to be done.
Do you think? I know investors might be considering so many factors in their decision. Let's say politics, stability, etc. I've heard a long time. I'm curious that sometimes some investors might, or some analytics might work on the probability of some instability, let's say war or something. So do you think there are tools also that could help forecast some instability or stuff like that?
Well, I can give you an example of using data to predict crime, for example. not war, but in big cities like New York City or
No, I'm
Los
talking
Angeles.
about war exactly because I'm saying that can it utilize the internet? What's happening, like the chatter on social media? Can it analyze stuff like that? Some tools that could analyze stuff like that.
That's possible. I mean, as an organization, we're not serving that kind of market, so it's hard for us to predict how the tools can help predict war and things like that. But certainly, fraud detection, crime predicting crime, those are things that we are actually involved in. We work in public sector, right? So those are areas we see clearly use cases.
Okay, wonderful. So you're saying that within 5 years or maybe less than 5 years, SMB could utilize tools for artificial intelligence and could benefit from them.
Yes.
But the same was said about big data. It was the hype for everybody, like big data, but it turned out that big data is not for everyone. So don't you think that there is a similarity here that SMBs they don't have it?
I think big data by itself, by definition, means you have large volumes of data that you're mining. For an SMB, that's probably not realistic because they don't have that problem. However, if you look at artificial intelligence, it goes beyond big data, right? It's not just data. It's also, based on IoT. SMB manufacturer who may be serving a part in a bigger piece of machine, right? They need to work with the larger company. They need to provide the capability to have predictive maintenance that the equipment manufacturer may want to do. So to that extent, there are, I think, specific use cases where it's not just about big data, but it's about using machine learning to predict failure of pieces of equipment, or like I said, in construction, where I think there are use cases that they can use. I think it's gone beyond the hype in those use cases.
Yeah, so I would say that the difference between big data and one of the differences between big data and artificial intelligence is big data, an enterprise, whether it's small or large, a business, whether it's small or large, have to accumulate its own information. Artificial intelligence is about converging the information of that particular business with all available public information across the internet and in the public domain. And software companies and other technology companies like us, it's our job to be able to package that up together to take company-specific data with publicly available data and make use cases that add value to the business no matter what the size.
Wonderful. Okay, thank you very much.